Alrighty. Alright, everybody. Right. So, it's June the 1st, and Vamp 2026 is on the way. So, starting some maps for it. Now, I actually want to have a quick look. At the new ramp, see what it's like. Sorry, AD79 there. YouTube. Gonna have a look at the new ramp 2026. See what David's been cooking. Now, this is only just gone live, so also I'm not going to be playing any maps. Any of the maps are actually ready for play testing. I've just been grabbing their slots and putting in like a placeholder map or something. So I very much doubt there's any maps ready. Plus, also because it's so early, anybody that has actually made a map already and put it in, you never know, other little bits might go wrong. And also, tried the very latest snapshot, but there was some errors, so I had a earlier snapshots. So far, that was working. Let's give it a look. It was downloaded a bit earlier. I'll put music. Sound. Oh. Start it again. Music. As I say, this is really early version. Less than a day old. I presume the final one will have music. Right. So difficulty, I presume there's no monsters in the hub. That's it. Ooh. Ooh. D64 meets synthwave music. Oh yeah. Oh, I like this. T64 SID music meets synthwave. Press use to summon the menu. Not bring up the menu. Summon the menu. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's a... As I play with inverted mouse. Mouse, when I go up, it goes down. Yeah, I think I saw somebody on the Discord mention this, but there's virtually the vast majority of people not play with inverted mouse. Because for first person games, it feels wrong sort of move the mouse forward to look up. To move the mouse forward to look up, it's... No, I don't know. I think the brain sort of thinks like I'm flying a plane or something, that pull back and you go up. Oh wow! Look at this. Ah, maybe if I'd have thought if David stopped for a idea for a future ramp, maybe he could make the crystal maze. We'll go to the mystery zone. We'll go to the future zone. Go to the medieval zone. The Aztec zone. Used to be an industrial zone, or did I not get changed with a different zone? Anyway, so let's have a nosy. Do we have actual, like, sub-hub sections we can explore? Uh-oh. Even at least 56 maps, it was... This is an older snapshot from a few hours ago, so there might be even more maps here. If I click these, are they going to go into the map? Because I'm not playing a map. Yeah, these little cone icons mean it's work in progress, so I don't want to actually go into the map. Now, if I click go... Ooh. Ah! Oh, no. I think that would have actually taken me into the map. These little spots to... Actually, whoa. Yeah, it's confusing because it's solid black tide, so sometimes they're walking along and... Yeah, like here. It's fine. Whee. Definitely stylish, and I'm digging the music. I suppose it's good for navigation because, some of the ramps have been a bit of a headache to sort of navigate round, sort of thing. So I think people have said like, oh, the hubs are so difficult to navigate around, so this is like a lot easier to navigate around. But I must admit, I really like the hubs of the previous ramps, but I suppose another thing is I presume this is like way more scalable or be super quick for David to extend these hubs. Or it might even be automatic sort of thing. Yeah, I remember ramp 20, the very first ramp, when he was only expecting like 20 mappers or something, and made a modest size the HUD and hub map, and ended up nearly 200 in the end. He had to just spending loads of times extending it. Just used to summon them in. You got these wands. And that does look pretty slick the way it all disappears and comes back. I wonder what these wands are all about. I wonder if what he's done is there's like 6 maps per one of these. So if you've got 12 futuristic maps, you'd actually have 2 of these. Something, and just gotta hope that there isn't like more than 36 of each category. Oh, yeah, so here, there's the full 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. It's not. They're all kind of slightly random. Now that's interesting. Like the actual layout seemed to actually change by the looks of it. Oh, hang on. I've loaded up the same one. If I have a general look. Natural again. No, that's the same. The mystery zone. Oh. 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 Interesting. There's 8 maps here. Oh no, it's the same shape. Oh. Ooh, it's gone monochrome. Oh, black and white, I should say. Technically, they were monochrome before. UAC, and actually there's 20 billion of these. I think those are Metal Gear Solid noises. So going in, back in. In fact, is this supposed to be like the holographic training area of a Metal Gear Solid? Sort of virtual reality, yeah. It looks like the layout hasn't changed, but we're adding more and more maps, so unless this is still you know, if there's more maps fills up along here. However, it's a heck of a lot more. Each of these what do you call it, can fit a heck of a lot more maps. Or ooh, pretty. What does one lonely map look like? Oh well. Oh no, that has changed shaped. So was it number of maps? Sort of adds more platforms as you have more levels. Second. Apologies for that. So, ancient. Only a little tiny bit. If we go to UAC of 20 billion maps. Now that's interesting, because if I go to a middle amount one, same amount of hexagons. So it's... Do any of these where it was like 3? Nope. Go back to the singular. Go back and do the 3. Interesting. That looks like the full amount. So, do any 2s? Ah. Yeah, I don't know. It's if there's one, it only does one little section. If there's more than one, it does the full amount. So I wonder what the max is per one of these hubs. Anyway, I think... let's have a look at this. Do I dare click this? Because if this goes into the... I'm going to be finishing this off and starting messing around with a bit of mapping, making a few random layouts. So if this goes into the map, I'm leaving straight away. Oh, oh, that is cool. Right, okay, so looks like if it's just one map, it has this smaller amount, but if it's more than one, it has the full amount. So it just basically looks a bit tidier when there is just a single map. Yeah, that is pretty sweet, that. Whoa. Huh? What's it done here? Whoa! Ah! Oh my god. What has gone on here? What? Loads now. So it looks like maybe this pub just gets bigger and bigger. Oh, what's that? Spooky circle. Dorby. Or hex. Excuse me. In amongst all the hexagons. God, if we get to blow up ship button. You look at some of these map names. The vast majority are works in progress, so they don't. Oh, so they don't have a ramp shot. Nature trail to hell in 3D. Nature trail to hell. It's another placeholder in hell. Ah, Viper Killer. Viper Killer's made a return. I think he made a map on the first ramp, and I don't think he's been back since. I don't recall released. Maybe he did 2022. Martinum. Vigilante. Oh, that's a blow up ship button. No swim hill. Even has the suffix in 3D. Nature trail to hell. Right. Yeah, that's pretty dang cool, that. Ah, I wonder. Ah. It randomizes it. Oh, yeah, random, but also not all of them at once. So. Just quick nosy at some of these map names. See if there's any other crazy ones. Mapper called the Rolling Gherkin. My cool map name. the best. Yeah, Wumptus is making a map as well. Nature Trail to Hell. Hey Robert F, how's it going? Is it already 300 submissions? Well, it's already up to 55. It's not even been a full day yet. What's going on? Pretty sure last year I didn't like jump on it straight away to get a map slot as early as I can. It was probably like equivalent of this time or a bit later, and I only got map 14. So I'm utterly bemused with how it's already up to 55 already. Yeah, I'm making a map for this. Are you making a map for this, Robert? Yeah, I'm just nosing at the hub itself. I'm not playing any maps because, well, they're all work in progress, and unless you happen to have a map here that you want playtesting, but vast majority are work in progress, and also the latest snapshot isn't working, so this is a slightly older snapshot from a few hours ago. Yeah, there's just a few funny named maps in here. Where is it? My cool map name. I'll probably change afterwards. Oh, that's a problem. That's a shame. Yeah, I think there's a couple of people have mentioned they're not available for this ramp. But yeah, I'm gonna make a map for this. I'm actually gonna start mapping in a moment. I've not got any layouts in mind. I've got a vague theme of what I want to do, but I've not got any layouts in mind, so I'm probably just gonna throw line defs down and see what happens. But yeah, there's some funny map names in here, if I can find it. Where's it go? Not sure if you can see this very clearly on the stream, because the map names are pretty small. I go back. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They've got this. David's created this little sort of selection thing. Where was it? I think it's here. Yep. So you got the map transforms when you select a new section, and look at that! How cool is that? Now where is it? There it is. Look at this. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D. Presumably the Weird Al Yankovic reference there. Nature Trail to Hell. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D. But, yeah, I can't wait to... Oh. That's definitely going to be a map that's going to get played. So yeah, interesting to see what happens. In one way, I kind of miss these sort of like particularly made themed sections. Now, it looked quite cool how David created these sort of definitive sort of sub-hub sections. But in another way, this is like a really cool idea, and it's definitely a lot easier to navigate around. Right, I think it is mapping time. So, just give us a moment while I change scene. Not actually going anywhere. On some tunes. That might be a bit loud, those tunes. Oh, that should be better. Go back. Ah. Right, let's go back. Ah, what's going on with me? My BRB screen's broken. That's not good. BRB, but you can actually see what I'm doing. Well, that was a bit fail. Yeah, you weren't supposed to be able to see what was going on there, but anyway, right. Yeah, what I'm actually planning on doing is making a vanilla map. Either vanilla or limit removing. I'm not going to do fancy UDMF stuff. Yeah, I made a map for Jimmy's 2 decades of dooming competition, and other than a bit of scripting just to show some text, it was actually 100% vanilla gameplay sort of thing. Just in the mood for doing something like that again. Alright, so let's... just a moment. Yeah, I've got some rough layout idea. It's going to be quite a little bit of a short stream, maybe an hour, hour and a half at most. But actually, I've not checked this is actually set up correctly. It should load up. Nope. If we move that. I was having an idea of kind of like the edge of a crater, the kind of edge of a crater, like just gone over the top of it. You go along this like bridge into this tower and you go down to like the crater floor. Don't know whether to make the level mainly go across this bridge and the level is actually like the tower, or the tower's just like a quick thing and it's actually more level below or something. The only thing is it's I'm trying to stick vanilla, then it'd be too easy to hit the viz plane limit. Might have to give it a crack. If I end up hitting the viz plane limit, I might have to go limit removing. But yeah, I want to mess around with sector lighting more, so I just do the that's going to be bridge. Oh yeah, I was thinking of messing around with some cool sector lighting as well. We could get some funky effects. First, need portion. This is too wide. Might have to mess around with the proportions of this afterwards. Yeah, I'm thinking of using a bunch of custom textures as well. Chunky door here. Debating what shape to make the actual tower. Kind of got it in my mind, something that's actual theme of it's kind of alien's the wrong word. Almost like ancient civilization, but it's like hard to tell what is like a sort of man-made or sentient-made structure, or is actually natural. I don't know whether to make this tower. Yeah, no problem, Robert F. I'll see you next time. I might be streaming Friday or might not. I'll have to see if I'm getting a bit stuck and far behind. I might have to not stream and just do mapping off stream possibly. Well, thanks for sticking around and good luck with your project. And yeah, I'll see you around. Right. Yeah. Waiting. Feeling. I kind of want to open up into a kind of a I think I'll have a like moderately large room here. Debating whether to sort of make it kind of look half natural or something. Getting partial. Probably when I did that little break, I probably should have got another drink or something. Anyway. Grabbed a load of midis from various MIDI artists. Oh, it's a Jimmy track. Kate Fox, what is even going on? Hey, King Giperian. Yeah, long time no stream. Yeah, it was last weekend, last Monday. I wasn't feeling 100%. It was a really bad heat wave in UK, and oh dear. No, I wasn't feeling too well. Plus, I had other bits and bobs to do. So no stream then. Why didn't I stream on Friday? Was it? I think I was playing a gig or something. Oh yeah, definitely better now. It's cooled down a lot now. Although the house took about 3 or 4 days to cool down after the heat wave ended, so it's only like since yesterday the actual house has been cool. Yeah, it probably doesn't sound much, 30 degrees, but oh no. Yeah, we got the heat wave. Yeah, can't complain too much. It wasn't. There's been hotter heat waves, but I think it's the other problem was like the previous week. It was actually quite cool, something like 15 degrees, 20 max, and then all of a sudden in 3 days it just jumped to 30. So it came like late summer, probably wouldn't have suffered quite as badly, but nope. But yeah, I'm just mapping for a thing called ramp. Yeah, I'm basically making a map for this project. I'll probably show you the hub thing again in a moment. Wow. Wonder how many British people went over to Greece last weekend and they see the weather report for back in the UK and they're like, oh, didn't need to go to Greece. It was already hot enough there. Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah, British people aren't used to the sun, so quite a lot of us burn. I always use sun cream, but I've known plenty of people who get burnt. But no, not sunny. Not sunny, I don't need sun cream. And then they end up all pink. Right. Now, I'll just do a basic. And the theme of this ramp is the hexagon, so I wonder if I should just do a hexagon. Wait. There. Hexagon. Ah. Right. Oh. Wanted that. First degree burns. First degree burns. Grief. Yeah, I suppose the sun is higher, so. Oh, bit ahead. Bit ahead to say good things, but I'm just trying to create a Doom map. Not had an exact idea what to do, but I'm thinking of doing a thing where it's like set at the edge of a crater, you know, like meteorite has struck and made a big hole in the ground. And it's kind of like the theme is like sort of an ancient civilization that was built inside this crater that's been long abandoned. And I'm having the idea of this level is you start at the crater rim, go across a bridge, and you go down like a big tower. Don't know whether to make it so you go across the bridge and it's just quickly down the tower, and then you do some more of a level lower down, or whether the level is mainly this tower. Got to keep the, well, not a hard rule, but it's a heavily recommended rule for this community project to keep the levels about 10 minutes gameplay. You are Doom Spielberg. Oh, I did, the last map I made was for James Paddock's 2 Decades of Dooming. Yeah, James Paddock, Jimmy, also known as Jimmy Squared. Yeah, he's famous for like doing lots of MIDIs and MIDI music and stuff, which is probably some of his music playing right now. I know, but it's not going to be too many. A, it's a short level. B, don't want to like jam it full of monsters. I mean, probably even going to have it so like you go across this bridge, there's no monsters here. You go into this room and there's still no monsters. So it takes a few minutes before you even see a monster, so it's not going to be a heavily sort of skill-based sort of map. I think it's going to be the atmosphere and exploring more like. Where was I? 8. Ah. Why is it not? That's weird, it's not. Hey, Night Haunter. How's it going? Bonsoir. Oh. Yep, IB Doom mapping. Why does this hexagon not look right? Sort this hexagon out. There we go. Yeah, Nightmare. IB mapping. That's going to be a... Might need to shrink that a bit. Yeah, I'm only doing just the basic layouts at the moment. I'm not going to be doing much in the way of texturing. Right. Yeah, Night, making a map for this project. Oh yeah, definitely fresher weather. It was nice yesterday. It's like nice and cool, but it was still dry. But today, nope. Been raining most of the day. Luckily, I got out for a walk at lunchtime, but yeah, it's been raining a lot for most of the rest of the day. Oh well, I'm back in work, so not too bothered. But yeah, I'll show you guys this ramp 2026 thing in a bit, so you get a bit more of an idea of what it is. Kind of want it slightly domed, sort of thing. Makes a bit of a dome, and maybe like a skylight or something. Do this. Use the stair builder, not to actually build any stairs, but Uh-oh. Going a bit funny. I think this is... I think the stair build is going a bit funny because got line def here. And so it's creating a line def, line def, line def all at the same width. And then you got these... Oh, hang on, hang on. Oh, vertex mode. Oh no, that's correctly joined. Strange. It. I think this is Jimmy track. I know. 8079. Okay, some funny business here, did he? Fact. What I need to do is that down. Charged week. Oh, lots of game announcements and stuff. Oh yeah, let's see what games come along. I think. What is... I think there's something... Whoa, what is... That's something very cursed going on with this, I'm afraid. It's not good. Not good, this. I think UDB's had a... Right, oops, forgot to texture stuff, but... Oh yeah, definitely is. Nice and tasty. It definitely is a frying pan. Ah, non-stick frying pans. Over the years I've had so many non-stick frying pans, but no matter how well I try and treat the pan, try and avoid damaging it or anything, the non-stick stuff always comes off. So last time, bought a something very wrong with this. Yep, Venture Dual Stick. Bought a carbon steel pan, which doesn't have a non-stick coating, and all I do is I properly seasoned it when I first got it. And every time I cook, I always put a little bit of oil on. Stick to the... Oh, grown. Yeah. Fully season the pan. Put a bit of... every time I use it, put a thin layer of oil on it. Get it hot, get it smoking, so it just refreshes that seasoned layer. And I've been using that for like a year or two, and I don't get stuff sticking, and also can use my proper metal utensils on it. So much better than the plastic ones I was using. Right, this is definitely broken. Yeah, it's definitely broken because that's supposed to be one more step in the ceiling. But it's not there. There's something funny going on here. Yeah, when I select that, make sectors. That might have fixed it. I'll fix. I think that's fixed it. Yeah, that makes sectors. That makes it. No, that's right. It does look cool. I'm still debating about the actual shape of it, but vibing with this actually. To be fair, I really am vibing with this. Now, if I'm at the top of a high tower, then I've got to think of a way of being able to get down the tower. Because I'm initially aiming for vanilla. Hey, Pooper Pants, Pooper Pants Fart. Oh yeah, that was bonkers. Being able to run it on E. coli, as long as you don't mind a frame rate even worse than when I first played Doom back in 1993 on a 386. Yeah, at least that was single-digit frames per second, not hours per frame. Yeah, just is mad. I can't remember whether it was a DX or an SX. I think it might have been an SX actually, because it was. I have vague memories of it, the computer getting upgraded. However, that might have been upgraded to a 486 DX. It did have a turbo button. Hey, thanks for the follow, Pooper Pants Fart. Nice, grown-up, mature name. Yeah, it did have a turbo button. You press it, and your computer goes even slower. Like, oh, no. Yeah, it's mad. Even back in the early 90s, they still were thinking about computer games, and so they added a turbo button for. If you had an old computer game from like the mid-80s or something, you tried running on your new computer, it might just run way too fast. It's interesting how Doom limited the The unturbo button. Yeah, it is interesting how Doom sort of made sure it kept the game speed consistent. Fortunately, that meant when your computer wasn't fast enough, it didn't end up being really stuttery, and suddenly enemies were just moving everywhere and you wouldn't know what's going on. Whilst most computer games actually slowed down. Yeah, I think Turbo Button, the whole idea was it was actually for these older games which didn't manage its own speed. It just relied on the CPU not going too fast. Press the turbo button, it slowed the game down. I mean, one relatively late game I remember which didn't manage its own speed was a Magic Carpet. You tried playing it on a computer after year 2000. It was just like comedy fast, just unplayable because it was just going so quick. Don't know if like GOG has patched it, and I think it's on. Trying to remember. Right. Okay, so I've done this big main room. I want to create a tower, but kind of thinking about how to make it so you actually go down it. Oh yeah, I played it with PC speaker sounds as well. Brings up whenever I see like gameplay using the PC speakers, it certainly brings back nostalgia. All these weird noises. Wonder if that's why my parents allowed me to actually play Doom, because the sound effects were just silly bleepy noises. And so the game, even though it's a violent video game, they probably thought it, the silly bleepy noises made it seem a bit less violent, sort of thing. Oh wow. Actually caroling. I don't think I've ever been caroling. I can't think of the last time I ever saw any carolers around. Not even seen any trick-or-treaters for a few years. But certainly before COVID, I sometimes get knocks on the door during Halloween, but since COVID, I don't think I've had a single one. Partially because, like, turn my lights off and pretend to be out, but that also helps. Alright, so I'm having to think very carefully about this map so I don't make it too long, sort of thing. I'm debating whether to make it so you quickly get down this tower, get to the ground floor and run around then, or should I make it main bulk of the level is you running around the tower. I'll try both. I can easily do one or the other. Right. So, if Frying pan from hell. From out of a hellfire. From out of the frying pan and into the hellfire. There you go. There's a map name for you. Ooh. Going on here. Oh. Oh. It's not lining up. Ah. I know what to do. Hang on. I always forget about this feature. There's a Control G. Feature in Ultimate Doom build. You see this grid going left, right, up, down. What's the button there? Preferences. Line grid to line depth, but it's not here's the fun trying to go Shift G. This is the one problem with UDB. Got so many little action things you can do. However, almost all of them are already assigned a key combination. Come on. Toggle grid. Alt and L to align grid. There's a Alright. I'll have to try remembering that. Alright, so now like that. Alt L. And there we go. Now it'll be easy to do this. Put these back on the grid. Go. Now. And there we go. No. Not quite. Spooky music. Heretic Raven MIDI pack. I think I need a quick drink. Quick look at this. Now what I'll do is just quickly grab a drink. Oh, you found those musics. Go over line, that's... It's, I've not really thought of using any of my sort of real recorded metal songs on a WAD before. It's kind of a bit funny when it comes to music for background in in a level versus listening to a song just for listening to a song. It feels like trying to think how to explain it. When it's like a song with a sort of full structure, and it sort of has a hard beginning and hard end. And you first chorus, midsection chorus, sort of thing. After you've been listening to it like several times, because you're playing a map that's like half an hour long, after you've listened to a song like 6 times, it starts to get a bit starts getting a bit annoying. Well, certainly my songs would be. But when I'm making music for a level, it's kind of, you don't have that, if you don't have that same structures, you're able to sort of listen to it a bit more. Yeah. Yeah. At some point, I'm going to have to re-record all these songs and trying to learn to actually get better at singing. So get that re-recorded and probably like re-record them and get somebody to do a good job of actually mixing them. But at some point, I'll have to re-record them. It's going to be a while. I'm still trying to learn to actually sing good. That's kind of worked. Right, I'm going to do, take a quick break, get a drink. I might show you and Nighthaunter this, what exactly this Ramp 2026 thing is. Right, so I'll BRB. Right, I'm back. Oh, I think we've got some cafe. In fact, well, let's. No, not in the mood for. Don't tell a spaceman, but I'm not in the mood for cafe right now. Watch me get banned from Spaceman's Discord server now. Right. What I think. Right, go on, I'll show Fingaperian, Night Haunter. I'll show you what the this RAM 2026 thing is, just briefly. Only take a few minutes to explain. Pause the tunes. Which moment? Switch seat back. Yeah, so basically, RAM 2026 is a community project, but what you do is you actually upload your levels to website, and what you get is, yeah, listen to the tunes tonight. Listen. Up a bit. So you've got people have submitted already submitted some maps. I'm not actually going to play any of these maps because they're still work in progress. They're not finished. It's only started literally today. It was only went live like 20 hours ago. Even then, this is a slightly older snapshot from a few hours ago. But basically people submit maps into this, and they say, "Oh, it's a futuristic style map." And everybody watch. I'm gonna click go. Suddenly, the level transforms. And then you'll be able to go into each of these maps. You just walk into the little teleporter thing. And then you start playing people's maps. Yep. And and it's quite hands off for me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, essentially it is. There's on the website there's like a video sort of explaining it, sort of thing. Like most community projects, usually have to send your map to whoever's running the community project, and they have to manually stick the map in the map set, and it's like a bit of a slow, messy process. So what the guy who's created this has done is made it so it's automatic. You create a map, you can add custom textures and stuff like that to it. You can add all sorts of stuff to it, and just simply upload it, and boom, it just suddenly just appears as a map on here. There's no particular goal with this. It's just open, just basically an open mapping project, open to everybody. It was kind of oriented to beginners at first, but it seems to have attracted a lot of interest from people in general. I think one thing with it is a lot of community projects that say like, oh, it's got to be this map format, we're only using these textures, only using these custom monsters. It's got all sorts of restrictions. With this one, it's you're nearly unlimited. I mean, there's a few rules. They say that like your map should be about 10 minutes long, but that's not really a hard limit, because the guy who created this is going to be playing through every single one of the levels, and in 2023 he had like 300 maps, and he didn't impose this 10-minute limit, and he was just playing them for months on end. I think it just broke him, so he brought back the 10-minute rule. But other than that, you're generally pretty free to make whatever you want, really. And I think people like that, and the fact that you don't have to be bugging the guy running it to just get your map submitted. There's been a few times he fell off there. Oh yeah. Oh yes, but I might load up Should I load up last year's if I load up I know which one to load up. So it's a bit more obvious what's going on if I understand. I look BBS. Oh yes. Hopefully this works. Got such a broken filing system here. One day I'll have to sort it out. Which one's the latest? Oh, I should say. Oh, weird. It was updated. This is a previous year's one. Hopefully it runs in UZDoom, which has replaced EZDoom. Yes, just give you a bit more of an idea of what the final product equipment will be. Yes, this is out in 2023. This is from a few years ago. There he is. There's David. Guy who runs it. So yeah, you can see like the different themes stuff. Oh yeah, kind of missed this from the latest one where each theme was actually made to look like a sort of section. Yes, people upload the maps and you could just walk into any of these teleporters and go into a map. If I quickly have a I'm not going to spend too long on this. He just... Oh shit. See, yeah, some people upload all sorts of crazy stuff. Okay, back to hub. Where's it? How do I map? Good. Oh. Yeah, so this is the idea. Oh yeah, that's a point. Yeah, portent of this year's ramp map from all this time ago. Oh yeah, I made a map for this. Oh yeah, custom enemies. Yeah, you can add custom enemies. Trying to think of a. If I load up last year's, I'm just trying to think. Oh, that Straw Dogs map. That was something else. You can have custom enemies in it as well. Oh wait, last year's one. Hey, Bitefire, how are you doing? Doing good? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was doing a bit of mapping, but I'm just showing the guys. Yeah, mapping for Ramp 2026. I'm just trying to explain to the other guys what exactly Ramp is. So, yeah, it is my map. Latest. Too long to load. Yeah, this was bonkers last year's ramp. David actually made a MIDI sequencer in it. Like, what the heck? I just get on with it quickly. I think my map was 14. Skip straight to it. Map 14. Oh yeah, this was my map from last year. These dialers, it's so you can you know what map number you want. You just type in a map number and it would tell you where the map is. It would like show it on the when you go into the auto map, it'll show it on. Nice map actually showing half the other map. This is my map from last year's ramp. Yeah, like ancient ruined castle. Oh, go on. Quickly show this map. It's only a short map. Yeah, the modern world's been cursed and finally found the source of where this curse is coming from. They're like, time to seal it. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, yeah. This is map 14. So with last year's ramp, you have to do the tutorial first. He made it so you had to sort of do a tutorial before it allowed you to generally check it out. I think you have to play a couple of maps. There's some bonkers, absolutely bonkers maps in there. At some point, I probably should compile a list of maps which are notable in terms of, oh, like it does something a bit quirky or something. Not necessarily like a very good normal map, but something a bit quirky. This is ramp 2025. I also made a map for the first ramp 2021 and ramp 2023 and 2024 as well. I didn't do one for 2025. Where am I? Fortune. With this map, I was planning on like making it standalone map, but I was having all sorts of weird issues like broken skybox and stuff like that. Oh yeah, don't know if you know your first-person games, but I actually got these cloud textures from Unreal. Just went into Unreal Editor and exported the clouds and brought them into here. Big. But yeah, you'll see some custom enemies in a moment. Yeah. Heck, if you want to get into do mapping, this month's the perfect time. As I say, ramp is kind of like primarily oriented to beginners, but like veterans can come and do stuff as well. Yeah, it's like quite a bit of scripting in this. See some custom enemies. Sacrifice the Baron. Oh yeah, it's mad. I mean, first ramp had nearly 200 maps. Second one had about 120. Third one, that 300? Was that the fourth one? And the fifth one had about 240. Yeah, so there's a custom weapon here as well. Big ass crossbow. Custom thingy sprites and so on and so forth. I think these are from Exin, I think. Yeah, so with ramp you can add these in. Oh yeah, DU. God, that's the one I used as well back in the day. So useful having like a full 3D view. I was running out of time with this map. There's supposed to be some swords like hanging up, not the right height, but anyway. Yeah. I was planning on having like custom sounds and footsteps, but ran out of time. Temple of Doom guy. Oh dear. Ah! One shot at the pinky. Not going to spend too long on this and go through quite quickly. And then suddenly, I'm back to the present again. Yeah, I've got quite wide FOV, I think. FOV 5. Yeah, like a slightly wider FOV. Not too much, because some people have like FOVs like this, and you're like, what? Barely see what's coming in front of you, and suddenly stick to a reasonable FOV. Yeah, maybe one day I'll revisit this map and try and get it fixed and released. There's a key, but I can't get it. Waterfall. Of course there's a waterfall secret. Oh wait, the map's nearly over. It's a very short map. Yeah, I need to revisit this map, and obviously it's a bit bare in here. I was just running out of time, really. Teleported again. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. Yeah, so you got custom enemies. Several different custom enemies. I think those robed figures are from Heretic. Oh, it was there's a website called Realm 667 which has absolutely loads of custom enemies and custom weapons and stuff. Yeah, like these are all from oh. Let me stop the music. Nope. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's like loads of custom enemies and weapons and stuff there if you're really wanting to mod up the... add lots of modifications. Yeah, I think all of them were from there, I think. It's the key. Loads of barrels. Blows it up. Ah, but I can't get the... But now the keys are behind bars. But wait. Back in the future... Oh yeah, this music's by me as well. Yeah, so the Temple of Doom guy. Oh yeah, exactly. Boy, I've nearly finished this map now. I'll do a bit more mapping. Then I'll be finishing the stream. So yeah, I was able to submit this map with all these custom sprites and stuff like that. Oh yeah, this map was made in a Doom mapping format called UDMF, Unified Doom Mapping Format. Yeah, this is still my map 14. Oh, that's... I think one person who was playing this, I think they were probably a bit tired when they were playing it. They got really confused where they went to the future, picked up the key, and they came back here and they're like, wait, I thought I picked up the key. Only afterwards explain it like, oh yeah, I picked it up in the future. There are people still making for Duke Nukem 3D. I don't know how big the Duke Nukem 3D community is. And maybe I'm actually looking at this big tower. Maybe in my new map I'm making, think of maybe a little bit slimmer and a bit taller. The only thing is, if it's tall, you're going to be running up and down stairs, so... yeah, I've not really checked out Duke Nukem 3D mods at all, really. But I know Doom is really big. Seems to be like the ideal sort of thing where it's easy to map for, but it's quite flexible. Whereas if you get Quake mapping, it's actually quite a bit harder, sort of thing. You still get a lot of Quake mappers. Like if you look at the, was it Brutalist Jam 3 Quake mapping project, there's like dozens and dozens of maps in that. But yeah, modern Doom, do all sorts of scripting and stuff. Uh-oh. Don't seem bothered by me. Hope we can kill him. Uh-oh. AIDS out. Yeah, it was sort of like fuller idea for this map would have been far too long. Stuck to doing a demo, but at that point I couldn't really decide what to do with it after that. But yeah, that's the idea with that's the idea with Ramp. Yeah, David made an actual MIDI editor. Oh yeah, 30th anniversary of Quake and the Duke Nukem 3D this year. Quake just had its 30th, or was it in a few months' time? I know Duke Nukem 3D came out before Quake, but I'm pretty sure Quake wasn't late, like middle of the year. might have already had its 30th anniversary, but I don't remember seeing any mention of its 30th anniversary. Maybe it's due in a moment. Yeah, people have made all sorts of bonkers maps here. Oh, go on! I'll show you this. This is how bonkers you can go with Doom. Just turn it into a completely different game. We're fond of Quake. Oh, must admit, I really liked. This is the weird thing with Quake. I really liked Quake 1. Quake 2 came out, and I didn't really feel much for it, other than really loved the railgun. But other than that, I wasn't actually preferred Quake 1. And when Quake 2 came out, kind of like Quake 1 was kind of forgotten, and everybody was raving about Quake 2 for ages. It seems like nowadays people have gone back to Quake 1 and is like preferring that over Quake 2. I don't seem to hear too much about Quake 2, but Quake 1 was Quake 1 seems to have just gained back in popularity, sort of thing. But yeah, it's just unbelievable. Somebody's made a completely different game, and it's bonkers. Like, what the heck? How people came up with this, and well, you know what? I'm gonna make a completely different game. Just mad. But yeah, there's all sorts of bonkers maps in this. But this is supposed to be a mapping stream, not a showing how crazy bonkers is some of the maps in Rampart. Is that right? These little notches don't seem right. Anyway, I'm only supposed to be rough layouts, not fine tuning it. Forgot to put the tunes back on. Oh, the enemy's blood was green on PlayStation version. Really? Seems more like a sort of Nintendo sort of thing. I can remember Mortal Kombat 1 on the SNES. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 on the SNES. I don't know if it was supposed to be pale green or it's white or something, but it wasn't. Clearly wasn't red blood. No, it's broken it. Wow. That's seriously balked it. What the heck is going on here? Oh wow. Just to play Silent Hill. So did you own a different console from that from that era? N64? Saturn? What's going on here? Map's not off to the best start. Silent Hill 2 remake. How does it compare to the original Silent Hill? Here a lot of seems to be mixed bag. Some people say it's a really good remake, and other people are like, it's not a patch on the, not as good as the original one. But these two entrances. Probably put some fancy decoration on this wall, but I must admit I am actually liking this shape, and I think I might leave this hexagonal shape in on purpose just to fit in with ramp. I'll probably be streaming about 5 more minutes or so. Ah, right, okay. I'm gonna make the... Oh no, what? Hang on. Test. Ah, we're back. Code Veronica remake. Yeah, that would make sense if... It's almost like they've skipped Code Veronica, went from 3, then straight to 4, skipping Code Veronica for some reason. I would have thought Code Veronica would have needed a remake beforehand. Yeah, what happened just then was I use a 2 to streaming. What you see with the like editor and stuff, that's on my main computer. Then it sends the picture and my voice to the my other computer. The other computer puts the camera on, and it's the actual thing that's streaming to Twitch. So the OBS crashed on my main computer, so it wasn't sending anything to the other computer. But we're back on now. Random shapes around. This grid align tool is really useful. You've been found out, Night Haunter. Yep. Found out. Gonna be a door, that's gonna be a door. So nice just mapping with this texture, and you get a look, be able to see the look of the room quite easily. C'est magnifique. Have to finish in a moment. Yeah, so Matt, keep the actual tower. In fact, I keep the tower hexagonal. Maybe in the level I might. You know, anyone's heard of the Giant Causeway in Northern Ireland? Where all these sort of steps, and it's all hexagonal shaped stones. It looks really strange because like endless hexagonal stones everywhere, just literally a meter and a half in diameter or so. Almost doesn't look natural, sort of thing. Yeah, we can do something vaguely inspired by that in this map. Maybe like a hexagonal tower. Gonna have to wait till next time. Mocha coffee pot. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. One of those stovetop pots. I used to use one of them until I got a espresso machine. Yeah. Favorite is still using the espresso machine. Yeah, I've got one of those Belletti mocha pots. I've also got a thing called a Jever. It's a little copper jug with a long handle on it. What you do is you put really finely grounded coffee in it, like powdery coffee in it, bit of water, and then you just heat that up on the stove. And you got to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't bubble over, and make coffee that way. So yeah, I've also made filter coffee in the past and French press. Now my favourite is the espresso machine. Weird, you got the same beans, but it tastes different if you make it in different ways. Very strange. Anyway, I'm going to be wrapping up the stream in a second. Yeah, my brain's getting... Oh. Yeah. Got a bit worried then. Error message came up. Right, I think finished the stream there. So let's see who else is online. See if there's anybody mapping maybe.